morning, YouTubers. It's Mona. As you can see, it is still dark. I'm driving to work. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm almost to work. I've been driving almost 2 hours. This will be my daily commute until we move to where we're going. So, how was everyone's weekend? Mine was fairly good. We went to the zoo. Nugget had a wonderful time there. I'm completely and totally exhausted. It's getting really, really old. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was Samhain. As you know, Samhain is coming up next Friday, unless I've totally lost track of time, which is a very real possibility at this point. I am taking Nugget to the zoo for Boo at the Zoo this coming Saturday, provided we have the funds, but I'm pretty sure that I will. And then next Friday, of course, is wonderful, what is it called? It's trick-or-treating, but it's also called something else. Guising. That's what it is. Nugget's going to be a witch. She is super excited. She changed her mind. She's picked out her costume since probably June or July, and bounced around back and forth. First she wanted to be a My Little Pony, then she wanted to be Kitty Softpaws with a real sword, then she wanted to be something else, then she saw the witch costume, and it's been nothing but witches ever since. And let me just go on record as saying that seeing as how I'm in the closet, I obviously haven't told anybody but you all on YouTube my beliefs, or that I'm even a witch. So I just find it funny that my daughter is completely witch obsessed right now. Like she wants to wear the hat all the time. If she could live 24/7 in that cute little costume, she would. If any of you are Scooby-Doo fans and remember Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, the movie that came out, my lord, I'm probably dating myself, but where was I when that came out? Depending on what year it came out, I was either in high school or in college. I don't remember. But do you remember the band, the Hex Girls? My daughter loves the Hex Girls. That's all she wants to hear, the Hex Girls, the Hex Girls, the Hex Girls. And that Bang Bang song, which that's my fault because my mother was telling me about it, and she said, I don't understand the lyrics. I still don't get the lyrics. So I looked it up on YouTube while we were driving back from the zoo on Saturday, and I'm listening to it, and I'm reading the lyrics because the lyrics were on the version of the song that I was looking at, and I'm just going, wow. And then in the back seat, I hear my daughter going, bang, bang into the room. And then I turned it off, and she kept going, I want to hear the Bang Bang song again. That was cool. I said, I'll let you hear something else. Well, then I want to hear the Hex Girls. And I was like, oh, okay. Okie dokie. Because, of course, I'm going to get blamed for all this when I finally come out of the closet. But the thing about it is I don't push my beliefs on, I don't project my beliefs on her. Because my mom takes her to church every Sunday. She's going to be in the Christmas play. I think that's perfectly fine. She asked me the other day, why don't you go to church with us? And I just said, I just don't. I'm either at Mike's or I don't go. And that was okay with her. But anyway, so My daughter's completely witch obsessed, so I will not get home until I don't know what time I'm actually going to get home. Most nights I've got to actually drive the drive tonight and see, but I'm thinking that I probably won't get home until around 6:30 or something. So I'm going to ask my boyfriend if he can take her trick-or-treating for a little while until I get home and can take her as well. But she's super excited about wearing her costume. Not about getting candy, just about wearing her costume, which cracks me up. That's our plans for actual Samhain. I've still got to update my blog. I haven't, and I'm sorry, but I've been tired. Hope you can see me now. I've been really tired. I've been having a lot of lower abdominal pain, which is somewhat concerning to me. As I've mentioned before, I have PCOS, so I'm just attributing it to maybe I've got some cysts that are rupturing, because I haven't had any rupture in a while. But I'm also concerned because I'm about 3 or 4 months overdue for my repeat PAP, because my PAP came back abnormal last year, and I had the colposcopy, and I was supposed to have another PAP 3 or 4 months ago, and I didn't have time to because we were moving and couldn't get off of work, and so I'm going in November, and I'm just my only consolation, and I'm sure that there's nothing wrong, but should I have any kind of cancerous cells in or on my cervix, that cervical cancer is slow growing. That's my only consolation, and that's how I sleep at night. But I am having a lot of lower abdominal discomfort. I don't think it's bowels. And I'm a nurse, so the other day, it's funny because if you aren't a nurse or a nurse's aide or in the medical field some way, you would be appalled at our casual conversations, because we'll start talking to each other, and I feel a little queasy. Well, when was the last time you pooped? It's almost like you would think that we're obsessed with poop. We're not obsessed with poop. Most things that's wrong with you can be traced back to, when was the last time you took a good shit? I'm nauseous and my back hurts. Well, when was the last time you shit? And was it a normal bowel movement? Was it small? So if you ever hear me talking about that, it's not because I'm trying to be gross. I honestly forget about it. Most of my friends are in the medical field, so, if you can always tell when you're at a restaurant if you're sitting near nurses, you'll be completely grossed out. And we don't think of it. We talk shop all the time. And it's not that we're trying to outgross each other. It's just that we really do see incredibly disgusting shit, no pun intended, a lot of the times. Or the stuff that we hear, or the stuff that patients tell us. Or the fact that, so-and-so screamed at me and threw stuff at me today. Or guess what sexual harassment I had to endure today. Stuff like that. I think we mostly try to gross each other out just because it's incredibly stressful. So anyway, I've rambled. But my plans for the day after, which if you're Catholic, you know that it's All Saints Day or Dios de los Muertos. And I butcher that, and I apologize. My lips are like, I can't talk. I'm very tired. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night, if even that. Dia de los Muertos. See, that's why I don't try to do anything, because I always sound stupid when I say it. So what I'm planning to do is to go and visit my grandparents at the cemetery. And I'm trying to decide if it would be... I'm planning on taking them flowers. I'm planning on getting marigolds and taking them to and putting them on the graves. My other thing is my granddaddy. He was an alcoholic, not like drunk all the time alcoholic. He'd go on benders. You know, there was a time in his life where he did stay drunk most of the time. But he would go on benders, and his drink of choice was Milwaukee's Best. And I thought about, and he chewed tobacco, and I don't remember what kind it was. It wasn't Big Chief or whatever it is. It was in the package almost looked like the Levi Strauss logo. I think it had mules on it, but you know, he chewing tobacco. I don't know. See, I'm showing I'm being a bad Southern person, because you know, he chewed. He didn't dip. Dipping is you dip snuff. Because you know, snuff, you're supposed to snuff it. If you don't snuff it, you dip it, which is you put it in your mouth. He chewed. So it's completely different. If I'm wrong, and then I'm a horrible redneck woman. But he chewed tobacco up until probably I was in middle school. I don't remember when he quit, but he did quit. So I thought, well, and then I felt really bad, because I thought, well, I'll go get some Milwaukee's Best and some chewing tobacco and sprinkle on his grave. And I thought, you know, I'm going to look really ghetto out there, opening a beer and pouring it on his grave, like, here's one for my homies. And then I thought, well, no, that's really not what I'm doing. And I thought, well, maybe I should skip that, because he only drank to get drunk. I mean, he really did. That's the only reason he drank, was to get drunk. And he had quit. So I'll just have to do something else. I don't know. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? You know, let me know. And he drank to get drunk because he liked to drink to get drunk. I mean, that's what he told my aunt. He said, you know, well, I just like to drink. Okay, fair enough. So, you know, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Also, I had a question about graveyard dirt. I don't know if anybody can answer this for me. It's been a fairly wet fall, and I was thinking of going to our family cemetery and getting graveyard dirt the day after Halloween. However, it's going to be fairly wet, so can I or can I not dry it out in the oven? Like, you know how if you are using any kind of dirt, when you are potting something, you're supposed to sterilize it in your oven. Can I do that to graveyard dirt, or will it, quote unquote, inactivate it? You know, what I'm basically doing is I'm just drying it out. I'm not, you know, trying to sterilize it, trying to kill anything in it. I mean, that's an added bonus. I don't want to go to use it and, you know, something crawl out on my hand, or, you know, go to use it and I find out I've, you know, inadvertently killed something. So that's my question. Is it okay to dry out grave dirt in your oven, or should I wait until it's dry and go get dry graveyard dirt? And what are your opinions on graveyard dirt? You know, I would go get dirt up from our garden, but the neighbor has like a feral cat colony in his backyard. No joke, he really does. And they like to use our yard that the dogs don't go in as their own personal toilet. And so no matter where I dig, it's going to either be filled with dog feces or cat feces. See, there I go with the poop again. So yeah, I mean, just what do you all think and about the drying the graveyard dirt in the oven? I know that's going to I'm going to have to do it at a time when nobody's at our house, but what, you know, do you all think it would be better if I just waited until it was drier outside, or do you feel like that would be okay? So hopefully I will get everything updated once I get used to my work schedule and find out how much actual time I'm going to have once I get home, depending on what time I get home. But anyway, that is what's going on. I hope everybody is super excited about Samhain coming up as I am. And I will talk to you all later. Until next time, blessed be.